You have to consistently tell yourself like, no, you're not making excuses for yourself today. What is up, Sara Squad? Welcome back to my channel, Lose Weight Sara, where I'm on a mission to lose 100 pounds my way. It is weigh-in day and it has been a roller coaster of weigh-ins, and I'm really excited to talk to you about those. But of course, before I get to that, there are a few other goal updates that I want to give you so you can follow along with my journey to lose 100 pounds. If you are new to my channel, first of all, thank you. I'm so glad you're here. Same goes to my returning subscribers. But you should know that when I say I'm losing weight my way, that means no fad diets, no gimmicks, none of the BS that comes along with the diet and fitness industries nowadays. I would absolutely love it if you hit that subscribe button and click the little bell. That way you get notifications when I upload new videos or when I go live on Sunday at 10 a.m. Central Time for my live weight loss support chat called Caffeine and Calories. Of course, if you're a returning subscriber, I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Make sure you say hi in the comment section below. I super duper appreciate you. You guys know that. So with all that being said, let's get into the updates. You know I love to start off with NonScale victories, and I have a really good one for you guys today. If you were watching my live stream last Sunday, there was a point where I reached over to get something or move my microphone, and I noticed a little bit of baby definition starting in my arms here. This for me is a huge NonScale victory. Now, I've always actually been pretty strong, but because I have a lot of excess fat, you couldn't really see it. So this is a really good sign. This means that I am actually losing fat. I haven't taken my arm measurements since the end of last month, so we'll do that again at the end of this month, but I'm curious to see if there's any actual measurable progress, but I'm starting to notice it. I feel fitter. I feel like I'm able to do more variety of exercises. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that I've been posting reels lately of me doing some workouts so you can see exactly what I'm doing. Speaking of workouts, I did just create a new public playlist of workout videos that I love to do. So if you want to try some of the videos that I do regularly, go ahead and check out that playlist. If you just click the playlist button on my channel page, you'll be able to get to that. It's called Workouts That I Enjoy, and I think you will enjoy them too. So be sure to check that out. Been a while since I've done a mental health update because I really didn't have anything to update you with. But this week I noticed something. So I was PMSing pretty bad. I'm gonna say starting last Saturday, I felt lethargic and just overly tired and moody and didn't feel like doing anything. And there were a couple of days this week where I was supposed to work out and I just was kind of like,
oh, I don't feel like it. I'm too tired. I can't do that. That's too hard. I don't want to.
So a big theme for me this week was overcoming excuses. I can say with 100% certainty I have been a victim of my own excuses many times in the past. I would let myself cave into them. I would basically tell myself you can't do that. You could just do it tomorrow, and then tomorrow would never come. So when I caught myself doing that this week, I really dug in. I think this is what they talk about when they're talking about mental toughness, right? Overcoming those things in your head that are stopping you from achieving your goals. So every time that I did that, I just basically put my foot down and was like, no, you are so much better than these stupid excuses. They are lame excuses. You got enough sleep last night. You didn't work too hard today. You sat at your desk. You have the energy to do this, and you're just gonna do it, and you're gonna shut up and you're gonna like it. And you know what? I was right. I ended up having a really good time doing my workouts that I didn't feel like doing earlier in the day. And this is something that's just really hard to overcome, you know, especially if you've been doing it like I have for just years and years and years. It's another one of those habits that you have to break. And the only way to really break those is to consistently overcome them. You have to consistently tell yourself, like, no, you're not making excuses for yourself today. And that goes with anything in life, honestly. And really, I just felt good overcoming them. Like, it made me feel good. Like, when I was done exercising, you know, I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, you did that. Like, you didn't let yourself just be lazy and sit on the couch. You made yourself get it done. You know what you have to do to achieve your goals, and you did it. So I'm feeling really proud of that. This is the first time I can consciously remember really fighting against excuses, and I had a bunch of them this week. So that's something I'm gonna continue to be mindful of and work towards overcoming as I move forward. A big goal for me this month has been working on improving my sleep, specifically the quantity of it, and I did a really good job this week. There were 2 nights that I did go to bed a little bit later, but that was really because I was out volunteering until 10 o'clock at night, and so I didn't get home until late, and I'm one of those people that like needs time to unwind. I need to be able to just sit on the couch for a little bit and just chill and do nothing before I go to sleep. But even with those 2 nights of being out a little bit later, I still managed to get an average of 7 hours and 6 minutes of sleep, which is, and I know this isn't like, oh my gosh, but that's a 6-minute increase over last week. Last week, my average was 7 hours. So again, slow, but improving. Mother's Day weekend was this past weekend, and I have to tell you, I had such a great time with my family. For my anime loving friends, if you haven't gone to the theater to see the Demon Slayer movie, you need to go. Go see it. It's amazing. And I almost didn't go to the theater to see it because I was a little like iffy about going back to theaters. But I'm so glad I saw it on the big screen. It has to be experienced that way. It's very powerful. Great movie. Definitely see it if you're a fan of Demon Slayer or anime in general. Anyway, so to put it lightly, I overindulged this weekend. We went out for dinner. I had a steak and it came with a broccoli and cheese casserole. It came with these garlic mashed potatoes, and because it was Mother's Day, I also got a free piece of chocolate cheesecake. And when I tell you that I was the president of the Clean Plate Club that night, I definitely was. I ate all of it and I enjoyed every single bite, and I don't even feel a little bit guilty about it because I really believe that there needs to be balance, right? You need to be able to have fun. You can't just say like, oh, I'm not gonna, you know, you can't do that to yourself. I feel like those are the types of things that I would do in the past that ultimately would lead me to some of my binges. I'm one of those people, like, the more you tell me like,
oh, you can't have that?
The more that I actually freaking want it. So this is an important reminder that one day or weekend of overindulging does not cancel out all of the work that you've done before and leading up to that day. You just get right back into your healthier habits the next day and move on with your life, right? Sometimes stuff sucks and you just gotta do what you gotta do and move forward. I did hit my 3-day of exercise goal, and this week I primarily did Team Body Project workouts. I am really just loving them. Those are in that playlist that I mentioned earlier, so if you want to check that out and see some of those workouts, they are just so fun and they're challenging. And Daniel and Alex, they're a husband and wife who it's their company and they're in the videos. They are so motivating and inspiring, and they just have this great way of talking to you that like really lifts you up and pushes you through some of the tougher parts. I only really got outdoors one day this week. Actually, it was last night. I went for a walk. The crazy thing is we are coming up on some crapola weather here in Oklahoma. Yeah, that's right. It's gonna be raining every single day, probably for the next 7 to 8 days. That sucks because you guys know I really need my sunshine, but I'm gonna be relying pretty heavily on indoor workouts and YouTube workouts and my video game workouts and my Fit Lab workouts to get me through. Have you guys tried any new workout videos lately? If you did, feel free to comment below or DM me on Instagram. I would love to try some new stuff. I'm gonna have the opportunity to be all about indoor exercises next week, so feel free to hit me up with those. Okay, so let's get to the weigh-in because this week was really super interesting and I have some eye-opening observations that I think you guys will be interested to hear. So let me pull up this graphic so you can see the fluctuations that I had throughout the week. So the highest one, surprise, was on Monday where I weighed in at 240.2. As I mentioned, I definitely overindulged on Mother's Day, but it wasn't something I was sweating and I had every reason not to sweat it because as you can see, my weight did taper off as the week went on. I was also really curious to see how this week went because it is Shark Week for me. I was PMSing really bad starting last weekend and I was really concerned and I really was interested to see how much that impacted my weight. And so that might have had something to do with that really high fluctuation. That was actually over 5 pounds fluctuation from my Friday weigh-in to my Monday weigh-in. Now, is it possible to actually gain 5 pounds of fat over a weekend? Probably, but I think it's fairly unlikely. And I think this weighing every day has helped me kind of see that, like the reality of it. I didn't actually gain 5 pounds over the weekend. Like that, even just saying it sounds kind of silly. But my weight did fluctuate 5 pounds over the weekend. But I kept a cool level head about it. I was a little surprised. I knew it was gonna be higher up, but I didn't think it was gonna go that high. But I really took a, well, let's wait and see approach. I was within my calorie range. In fact, my average calories was a little lower this week. I was around 1350 calories each day. So I knew that would come down. And that leads me to my official Friday weigh-in, which is 233.6 pounds. So that is a 1.4 pound loss from my weigh-in last week, which was 235. And that brings my total weight loss to 40.8 pounds overall. So I am chugging along. The only thing I'm a little disappointed about is we are halfway through the month and I am nowhere near my 5 pound goal. Like I have a ways to go, I think like 4.2 pounds. So that would mean I'd have to lose 2.1 pounds the next 2 weeks and I'm feeling a little anxious about that, honestly. I do have to wonder if my period and the overindulging contributed to my weigh-in this week not being as low as I thought it might be. The other thing, and I have the data to back this up, is that I need to chill on weekends. Now you guys know that I don't track calories on Saturday or Sunday. That's something that I do kind of to help me keep my sanity. I do it Monday through Friday, but then Saturday, Sunday, give myself a break. I don't use that as a license to go bonkers and just eat everything in sight. But I think the data is showing clearly that my weekend calories are adding up and I do need to be maybe a little bit more mindful of that. I'm gonna conduct another experiment this weekend. I'm gonna track this weekend and make sure I stay in my calorie range and see what that fluctuation looks like on Monday morning after tracking. But then the data could be a little bit skewed because I'm also on my period. So it's just really interesting. As a numbers person, I like looking at all this stuff. I like looking at averages and things like that. So it's been very eye-opening to see so far. Again, it's only been 2 weeks, and so it's really hard to make like a conclusive statement from just 2 weeks of data. But as the month goes on, I'll continue looking at those types of things just to kind of gauge like what I need to do moving forward. And I actually think that tracking on the weekends for at least the next couple of weeks is probably not the worst idea, especially because I set a pretty aggressive goal goal to hit my 50 pounds lost milestone before I go on my New Jersey trip, which is coming up June 13th. That's like a month away. Is it impossible? No. Is it possible at the rate that I'm going? Maybe. So I need to work on that, and I'm gonna just conduct some experiments and look at it from a scientific standpoint instead of an emotional standpoint, which I think will make a huge difference for me overall anyway. I hope you all are having an amazing week, and if you have any non-scale victories that you want to share with me a little early, you know we're gonna talk about them on the live stream Sunday, but maybe if you can't make it to the live stream, share with me your favorite NSV from the last week. What have you got going on that is positive and helping you achieve your goals? I want to know, so comment below, please. I would really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, I thank you for giving it a thumbs up. Again, if you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button over there in the corner, and let me know if you're new. Introduce yourself. I love supporting other YouTubers and just other people who are on a weight loss journey. So be sure to say hi, introduce yourself if you're new, and until next time, I'll see you real soon.